Hi, in this video we are going to talk about the temperature dependent terms of a rate equation. So previously we have already seen that if we want to write an equation, let's say A gives products and we want to write the rate equation, we write it in a format such that minus RA is a function of some temperature terms or rather temperature dependent terms and concentration terms. I have explained the concentration terms in details in another video. Let us focus on the temperature dependent terms. So, for many reactions, particularly the elementary reactions, where the rate equation conforms to the stoichiometric information or equation, the rate expression can be uh, divided in two parts, that is, RA equals to kCa to the power, let's say, A. So this part over here, Ca to the power A, this is your concentration dependent term. K over here, which we also call the rate constant, we have already learned how to find the unit for rate constant and what does it signify with respect to the orders of reactions. So this rate constant over here is the temperature dependent term. Okay. Now this temperature dependent term rate constant is very well defined by the Arrhenius law, and this has been widely researched, and the expression obtained from Arrhenius law fits a lot of experimental data for a wide range of reactions. The expression is K equals to K0 e to the power minus E by RT. Now this K0 is often, you will see another form of this expression as A e to the power minus E by RT. Now do not confuse this A with this one. This over here is your reactant and this A or K0 are simply the pre-exponential factors or frequency. Okay. So I'll just write down K0 or A are known as the pre-exponential factor. E over here is known as the activation energy. Okay, this is the activation energy for the reaction. You already know R, which is the universal gas constant, and T is the reaction temperature. Okay, so if suppose you are studying reaction at the same concentration, say you are studying a reaction at the same concentration but different temperatures, then the Arrhenius law will boil down to natural logarithm of R2 by R1, where R2 is the second state and R1 is the first state of temperature, equals to ln K2 by K1 equals to E by R 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. Okay, the condition is E is constant. So the Arrhenius law can be used to study the temperature dependency of rate of reaction for two different temperatures value, given that the concentration is same and the activation energy of the reaction remains constant. Now let me just visualize this graphically. So if you make a plot of rate constant versus 1 by t, let's say this is your graph from your observations, then this slope here is given by E by R. This is the slope. Now if you have a very high activation energy value, then it is observed that your slope will be greater, say like this. So the slope is much sharper. This is for higher activation energy. But if you have a lower value of activation energy, then you will have smaller slope. Say this kind of slope for low activation energy. Okay. There are many findings that have been reported in the research, and this is one of the key findings that larger slope for larger e, of course you can mathematically correspond it, because the greater the numerator value of e by r, the greater is the slope, and smaller slope for small e value. Now if you have reaction with high activation energy, then you must know that higher e relates to more temperature sensitivity. So your reaction becomes more sensitive to slight temperature changes. But if you have a lower activation energy, then it is relatively less sensitive or maybe insensitive for very low activation energy. Any given reaction is much more temperature sensitive at a low temperature than at a high temperature. This is a general observation that at lower temperature ranges, reaction is more sensitive to temperature changes. And this pre-exponential factor k0 or a that we were talking about, it does not affect the temperature sensitivity. So the main thing that you need to remember is, given your activation energy value, you can understand how temperature sensitive your reaction will be, and for a given operating temperature, you can understand how sensitive your reaction will be to the slight temperature changes. Also, if you want to study the reaction kinetics, given the concentration remains same but at two different temperatures, then the Arrhenius law comes handy, and this overall is used to characterize the rate constant of of a reaction. Now let us take a mathematical example. So same milk we have in a vessel, and it is, we have milk and we have some heat source over here. Okay, so first it is heated to 63 degree Celsius for 30 minutes. But if it is heated to 74 degrees Celsius, it only takes 15 seconds to achieve pasteurized condition. Let me reiterate the statement. We have a vessel of milk, we want to pasteurize it. Now, if we are heating it at 63 degree Celsius, then we require 30 minutes time for pasteurization, and if we heat it at 74 degrees Celsius, then we require only 15 seconds for the same result. Now we want to determine the activation energy. Okay, so this is our target. How do we approach this problem? So one thing is for sure, that we have the same quantity of milk for either of these conditions. We have T1 and T2. So this is, let's say, T1 condition and this is T2 condition. Now we have to use this Arrhenius temperature dependency over here to find the activation energy. So let me say at condition 1, small t1, which denotes the time, is 30 minutes, and temperature 1, let me write it again, is 63 degrees Celsius, which is equal to 336 Kelvin. Okay, T2 over here, that is the second condition, is 15 seconds, corresponding to temperature value 74 degree Celsius, which is almost 347 Kelvin. Now one understanding that we have is rate is inversely proportional to time. Okay, rate of anything is obtained with respect to time, so rate is inversely proportional to time. This is one thing that we know. So if we want to now apply the Arrhenius law, then we can do in the given way. Natural logarithm of rate of the second case to rate of the first case can be expressed as natural logarithm of 1 by t2, because inversely proportional, by 1 by t1, which again simply means ln of t1 by t2, equals to E, which is the activation energy that we require to find, by R. R is the universal gas constant, multiplied by 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. Okay. So if you just do the calculation by putting the appropriate values, we can write ln 30 by 15 seconds is around 0.25 minutes, equals to E by universal gas constant value multiplied by 1 by 336 minus 1 by 347. Here I have made sure that all the units agree, such that we finally obtain E in joule per mole. Okay, so I have taken care of that, and accordingly I have put all the values. So if you solve this, you will finally get E is equals to 4,22,000 joule per mole. Okay, so this is how we can use Arrhenius law to study the temperature dependency of the rate equations. That is it. Thank you.